to you. Back at it with another live stream. I hope you're feeling good, as you should. All right. Please and thank you. Know you are amazing. All right. Whether you are my A1 day one, all right, mwah, or you're like, who the heck is this person with whatever the heck that is on her hat? Just go with the flow, right? Gosh, live streams. Anywho, so long story short, you guys, tonight we're going to be talking about if you feel any of this, right? If you've done any of this, if you have clutched thy pearls, perhaps, okay? Felt any kind of all of this, right? Inclusive of heartbreak, heartache energy. I need you to know there's greater ahead, all right? So, I feel like everybody and their mother could get something out of this one tonight, you guys, even though I still have to say, guess what? General collective message, okay? So if it's not going to resonate, I need you to know that's okay, babe. You can just, you don't even have to talk about it. You know what I mean? You can just go with the flow and just take what makes sense for you to take and let the rest sit, because it ain't fitting anyhow. Make sense? All right. So if it don't fit, let it sit. All right. So now that everybody's caught up, we are most likely able to high key, not even just low key, resonate with some of this. Not that I'm being all word cursy or nothing, okay? But we've all been there, and this kind of stuff, again, inclusive of the heartbreak, heartache energy, happens to the best of us. So if that's you, stick around for sure, for sure. I haven't forgotten about the free Yes No Tarot. You guys, we're still doing that. Hold on, no worries. Okay, all is well. Love and light, Spoonie. Love and light, Jay. Thanks for hopping on, you guys. I got on a little bit later than I wanted to, but please be safe, Spoonie. Be safe in them streets, you guys. Please know you're protected, though. When I say that, I just let you know I care. And thanks for hopping on. You know, even if it's a couple seconds, I get that. No worries, no pressure. All right. And what else do I want to say? I think we're gonna get into it because I don't know that we're ready to open the channel just yet for the freebies. Or different energy sources, perhaps there, okay, might be why. But hey, as the spirit leads, and there's some synchronicity to going with the flow. Makes sense? It's like, I don't even know what the hell is gonna happen. Here we go, right? And still, I feel like this resolve about things, like whatever is going to be released through this session tonight, definitely is going to be helpful. Now, for some reason, you're hearing something and it's not helping you. I can't say it won't trigger you. Now, that's something different. All right, you can get triggered, like, for real, and it's helpful triggering. All right, so let's be clear about that. But if something just truthfully isn't helping you, it's not for you then. Makes sense, right? Sometimes even your girl here will listen to a tarot message and it's like 1010% like my energy. Like I swear I saw my DNA flash across the screen damn near kind of thing, right? It's like clearly like, oh my gosh, that's like identical to what my thumbprint as far as energy, right? And then next second or two later, it's like, ain't no way, because I would never have never done, will never do, you know, kind of thing. Not that you should use that as a strong example when they say, quote, never say never, end quote. But some things you just know in your heart of heart, like you're not going to partake of or be about, right? Like I tell you guys all the time, don't worry about being a freaking narcissist, okay? You're not coded for that. And that's how you found this channel anyhow, all right? It's not in your heart of hearts to all of a sudden flip the switch right into narc vibes kind of thing. Makes sense? You met Jay? That's so great. No, nobody told me. I hope it was a phenomenal day though, or evening, whenever you met. And thank you for that. That's so great. You guys, strength in numbers, right? I'm sure it was a fabulous time. You guys probably got all giggly and stuff. I love that. One day, you know, we will have retreats and things. I can just feel it in my bones. I'm excited, and I keep talking about it because why shouldn't I, right? It's something good to talk about anyhow. But definitely excited for that when we all can meet, right, at our leisure. That'd be neat. But in current energies, you guys, there could be many of us, a few of us. I'm not going to say one person because I feel like ain't no fucking way. Just saying, if I do say so myself, because it can't be just me, right? I'm part of the collective too, you guys. That's why no soapbox, no microphone. But here we go. This is, again, a general collective, so I might say things about you. And guess what? No one needs to know. I mean, you know, and you apply what the advice is, or, you know, whatever accordingly. Of course, do your part, right? But no shame or stigma. And you don't have to out yourself if you don't want to, right? Please know if you do, we're going to put the spotlight on you. And no, I'm just joking. Could you imagine? But anyhow. So some of us, okay, are on the neurospicy roster, roster as it were. And so there are different levels to that, and different sensory issues, perhaps, right? Like, not that I'm trying to give anybody an issue, but different sensory preferences. That's a good word, right? And you guys learn from this. I'm actively on a live stream trying to freaking high vibes what I'm trying to eke out. So, like, we talk about those affirmations, it's like you understand that you're trying to say, like, you're healthy, right? But what if your affirmations were previously like, I am going to be healthy one day, I will be healthy one day, and then you realize, I'm still in that, I'm saying it so that I'm still in the stuck mode, right? And then you just learn to say, I am health, right? Right. Okay. So take notes, okay? And let's do this. Some of you, okay, in spite of having the sensory, it's beyond that, all right? You are tired of being drained, perhaps. Again, this life is far more spiritual than you may realize, than may be spoken of. And the thing about that is, that ties into energy. Energy's everything, they say, right? And so when you shining brightly in the darkness, as you always tend to do, right? This makes me think of a few moments ago. I was at the gym, and we all had a good laugh because I made the remark about how, you know, of course, I tend to blend in so well, right? And everybody, you know, kind of erupted with laughter because that couldn't be the farthest thing from the truth, hence the joke, right? But but I digress, right? And so maybe that's you too. It's like, oh my fucking, like, you know, I just wanted to go to the grocery store. I just wanted to go, you know, buy my Cheerios or whatever you're eating, right? It's like, I just want to go in and out, please and thank you, because not even like because you hate people necessarily. You might say it that way. I don't think you would, but you might, right? Or you might say it's too peoply outside because of, again, that sensory. But also, as the icing on this cake goes, love and light, Fiona, welcome. Thanks for making it on, babe. No pressure. I just thought, oh, since we were talking, I'd let you know, because I didn't know if you'd get the notification, because sometimes it's iffy. All right, but love and light, and thank you. So spiritual warfare, just cut to the chase. All right. So if I'm speaking to your neurospicy, you know, on that spectrum about that life, amazing nonetheless, right? With your superpower as. But this is causing mental overload and high sensitivity of all kinds. Okay. And it's so bad. Well, hold on. I don't want to say bad. It's so sensitive, right? Because guess what? Sensitive doesn't always mean bad either, to be clear, right? But I'm trying to watch the words, okay? We're talking about sensitivity, like, of all different types and to a great degree, all right? My nose is doing that thing, bear with me. The way I'd prefer to just and set it to the side until we get through this. Oh my goodness. Bear with me, y'all, because I might have to do that a couple of times because it's still tingling and there's nothing environmentally to make it tingle currently. Welcome, White Leon. All right. So we've got the neurospicy, and we'll get to some other attributes and archetypes. I'm not going to promise initials, but Spirit has some specific requests about tonight's session. I don't even know what type of divination you might say it is, but okay, as the Spirit leads. Long story short, we also got to add to the mix whoever is ruminating over a breakup. And you know, I'm not coming for you because depending on who all I'm reading for, all right, could have been a major investment. It could have been what you feel could be equivalent to all my life, right? Some of us, all my life, you know, we had to fight, and others, all their life, they were trying to love somebody, right? I'm not coming for you. We've all been there. However, when you notice that, like, you know, there's been some time pass, okay, and you still didn't get up yet, that's when you got to be, like, accountable. Does that make sense? Not in the sense of, oh, I still didn't get up yet, guess it's all my fault. Nobody said that. However, if you are thinking that you're living your life without actually learning the lessons from whatever caught your attention long enough to hold it for you to learn, then that might be your fault because, you know, I'm also trying to break it down and you're still here with me not doing the work. See what I mean? So it would just, getting up is part and parcel of the program. Why? Because you're not here to be down. I'm sorry you fell down. I'm sorry they knocked you down, perhaps. Hopefully, proverbially, if this is literally, you damn sure need to hurry up and just walk all the way away from the mindset that goes, I actually still need and want somebody like that in my life, because no, you don't. That would be the illusion. Okay, that would be the illusion. All right, for whoever is still ruminating over that type of dynamic, that's old earth energy. We're on a new earth. You found a channel. You can't really deny it. Just saying. And you're too amazing to give up now, okay? I can't guarantee you guys that, like, all of a sudden with the snap of your fingers, it just stops hurting, right? But I can guarantee you it will all the more faster, okay? I didn't say fast, all the more faster if you baby step out of the programming, right? So if you know, like, hey, well, for the past 13 days, I cried myself to sleep and I just kept listening to such and such, you know, over and over on the radio, on Spotify, on YouTube, you know, because it helps me bleed out and it helps me remember why I'm sad and how, like, I just really can't get over this person, then maybe actually don't ever listen to that, because it's already been 13 days too fucking long, all right, for you to get over this individual, whomever that's for. Hopefully that's making sense for somebody, just saying, all right? And as far as those that, you know, we all been here too, and you know what, I like to talk about, I learned to like to talk about this one. Oh, you're too much? Oh, you're too much too, babe? Are you too much too? All right. Oh, so that they couldn't handle you, so there had to be the breakup because you're too much. You tell them, go run, tell that, because yes, you are too much. Yes, you are too much. In the most grandiose and glorious of ways that too much means. Stop allowing the shame and stigma to be attached to your ass when mofos who tell you you're too much are simultaneously telling you and the universe that they are not worthy, that they cannot keep up, that they don't share in your vision and, dare I say, vibrational frequency, okay? And so now that you know better, all right, and now that you love you all the way more, okay, you can see this, you can see the signs, like, oh, you just said it was too much, and instead of the old earth type of paradigm, all right, that goes, so you don't want me either, you don't love me either, you just go, thank you, next, and continue to live your life like it's golden, as you should and as you please, all right? Someone here needs to realize in the middle of the darkness and the heartache and the heartbreaks and the what ifs, you're choosing to engage in the heartbreak, the darkness, and the what ifs. Okay. Now, I'm not here saying, oh, darkness bad, but darkness that's not assisting you beyond where you've already gone. All right. And by darkness, I mean things like shadow work, things like feeling the feelings that might be scary, right? Ferreting through the what ifs. What if I'm unlovable? Well, if you never go through the getting through, you don't really come to the other side that goes, I wish somebody would try to even insinuate that I'm unlovable, because that is so fucking laughable. They wouldn't even get it out their face before I was just clapping back with my laughter. That's so funny. Of course I'm lovable. Of course collective member is lovable. Born out of love itself, how could there be separation? Duh. Right? When you stay built up like this, you guys, your walk's different. Your talk's different. Your mental space is different. Heart space is different. Your circle might change. Ooh, chills on that. Because again, you guys, when you stay built up on the right type of programming here, and yeah, it's programming, because you're not going to necessarily get this in one and done. Talk about, oh, I love me. You know how many times we thought we loved ourselves until someone else came along? Then you want to talk about, it's that same spirit. No, it's the same lesson. Will you learn it now? Love yourself enough to let the mofo stay all the way away. Stop chasing them back around to make you cry again because you accidentally got addicted to the toxicity, calling it love, and it never was. It takes you to know exactly what love is. How could you ever find out? Well, you'd have to go within, connect back to source, and bring it full circle into you, such and to the point where your love of others, okay, is out of your overflow of love of self, yes, but also connecting back to source, honoring that higher self, honoring that flow, the divinity, okay, that is always part and parcel of your existence. And there's no problem there. All right. And it's not a competition, you guys, because you can look around to the left and to the right, and you can either see absolutely no one else around in the physical sense and know that you are divinely supported, or you can see others, all right, that are also connecting back unto source, others that are star seeds, you might want to say, all right, ancestors, reincarnated, some others might have awareness of, etc., all right. And there's enough for all of us. And we are all more than enough. Okay? When you start really honoring that type of mindset, you're going to find other like-minded individuals. It's how you found the channel. It's how we're family already. Whether we met 14 seconds ago, 4 years ago, or 2 years from now. Okay? Whenever this is, literally the 1st of May in the year 2026 that we're having this live stream. But the messages, as always, unless I say otherwise, are timeless on this channel, okay? And it's not for not trying. I do see the positivity plan of action, right? How many of us know positivity can also be toxic? Raise a hands, all right? So it's a bit of a ebb and flow, trial and error, you might want to say. Try again, even referable to the training of the mental space in order to get into that greater ease of flow state. And what I'm referencing there is, it's not necessarily that the environment changed, right? How many of us know that we can have a plan, right? But there might be a bit of a, what is time anyways, but there might be a bit of an experience from, hey, creating the plan of action, all right, to the actual execution of the plan. And sometimes that is an expected situation. Sometimes it's unexpected. Sometimes it's a known situation. Okay, I only have 32 more weeks of this. Or sometimes it is an unknown situation. I've got to be patient at this and go with the flow and keep my positivity outside of the realm of toxicity, of course, but still very much at play. You are capable of doing this. This is why you've already come to this point. All right, I almost want to say, sorry, the dumpster fire is still burning, right? but it's part and parcel of the experience for you to learn the lesson that, hey, you don't have to put out all of the dumpster fire. You've just got to make sure that you are in control of what you can be in control of, which really is just talking about you. You with you, not even you with others, right? Because when you have others as a variability, that's a fucking variability you can't control. Makes sense? All right. And so learning this, though, all right, I know it feels very painful at times. All right, maybe your skin does feel raw. Maybe you feel like you are cut down to the bone, right? I'm hearing that bad to the bone, bad to the bone, right? Maybe that's a song of some significance. Tennessee, I'm also hearing. Could be a state or Tennessee Williams. I'm not sure what that's about. Tennessee Williams. Is that an artist? I don't know. But anyways, you know, this is empowering you. And I know you don't want to hear that, right? But depending on what you all contracted to kind of do, be, experience, and teach others about, okay? If you're going through it and if you're going through it and divinity is assisting you and backing you, okay? I didn't say if you're going through it and divinity is actively putting out the dumpster fire. Oh, that wasn't part of the experience. It may be according to divine, right? Role and agenda is not necessary. It's not a necessary aspect to change in the picture of your experience. All right. And it's like, I hate to like be like so cutthroat with it, because a lot of you, the environmental aspect to what you're experiencing, you'd like to think God, as it were, divine, universe, okay, would put a stop to it like that. But even death, as it were, even in the most literal sense at times, okay, can be necessary. Just like anger, especially in the most necessary times, can be holy, a holy emotion. Still connecting back to divinity just the same. And it's often quoted even biblically that all powers, which would definitely include all aspects of emotion, right, belong unto what? Source, God, you may say. Okay? So now that we've been empowered with this, okay, or now that we've got this friendly reminder, depending on who I'm speaking to, all right, how will you live? How will you love? How will you pick yourself back up? How will you smile anyhow? In spite of the dumpster fire energy, perhaps, right? Because we're not here to control all things, always, and in all ways, like you'd like to think, maybe. And maybe we're talking about this because a few of you just really thought, maybe if I know my collective, maybe got a little stubborn about this, right? And it's giving, oh, honey, don't hurt yourself. You don't have to put your hand on the hot stove just because the stove is hot, kind of thing, right? You don't have to save everybody, because you're not here to save anyone but yourself. And not in the sense of, hey, everybody else can rot, ha ha ha, I won, it's just me. But in the sense of just doing your part in the way that you're contracted to do it. Do your part in the way that you are passionate when you show up, right? So some of you, you know, you've got a heart for you to, or excuse me, about you, to assist with the homeless population, right? You're in the soup kitchens, okay? Chills on that. That's somebody. All right. You are doing great works, whoever this is, okay? Whoever this is. I'm sorry I just said soup kitchen. It's way more than that, okay? All right. So please don't count yourself out. This is great work, right? I'm hearing that what you do for the least of your brethren, as it were, right? Okay. Now, you doing such a beautiful thing, right? Giving such a beautiful service and gifts of kind, even, right, to others. Sharing of your heart space, maybe even sharing of your own testimonies. All right. How dare you turn right around and be like, it's not enough, right? Because you couldn't save Betty. You couldn't save, you know, Mr. Davis. You know, you guys, you really have to watch. Are you actively fighting for the cause, for the ministry, for the manifestation, or against it? And you gotta watch, because you're very powerful to be able to do both or all. And what I mean by all is even being double-minded, you know, and this is something that, you know, I'll out myself about, okay, like I gotta watch. I do. And I gotta watch over and over and over again, certain days, certain weeks about this. You guys saw me a few moments ago, here on the live stream with you, going, oh, wait a minute, how do I say this in a higher vibes? Wait, how do I watch my words? You know how many times I've already watched my words? I still have to. So when I tell you, you guys, this isn't a one and done, please understand, I personally know. I'm still passionate about the messages nonetheless, because they just are truth-filled. I mean, I don't know how, it's not even me, like, tooting a horn of any sorts, all right? It is what it is. And you guys, I don't want you stuck in, breakup land, right? If anything, there's other places you could travel. And maybe the love of your life is there. You know what I mean? Don't let anybody tell you they don't want you after the first handful of times, right? Like, I say it that way because depending on the circumstance, and hurt people do fucking hurt people, bro. Like, if everybody could just heal and then love each other, we'd be great. The children would be happy. Like, everything would be roses and candy. You know what I'm saying? But you guys, stop avoiding, all right? Whatever you're facing, face through it now. All right, and it's not a call to depression. It's really a call to... Should I say that? It's really a call to unfuck yourselves. Like, really, like, I'm not coming for you. It's just that whoever, and this is not everybody, I get it. I mean, you don't have to out yourself. There's a reason why I said these things. Okay, nobody has to out themselves. I'm not asking for any hands raised on that one, to be clear, okay? But if you know that's you, all right, you got to feel through it. Avoiding doom scrolling, trying to keep yourself busy, working overtime. Oh, and then you know what'll happen? Well, you won't be able to sleep. And then you're doom scrolling because you're avoiding what you're feeling anyhow. It's in your bones. Might even be feeling like, almost like there could be some significance to earthquake energy. You either had experienced one or questioned whether or not you had experienced one, or there is some metaphysical, or should I say metaphysical? Hold on a second. It's like literally like a physical, is it bio? It's like a physical thing, right? That you're feeling like you're vibrating, like there is some, and it's more than just like, oh, I've had too much coffee. But you might actually feel jittery, all right? And that is your body saying, we are a fucking powder keg right now. Probably should do some shadow work, okay? Because the doom scrolling ain't it, bro, sis, okay? All right? As you keep going, all right, if that's you want any of this, all right? Oh, you can't sleep, so you're just really running on Duncan, as it were. Is that it then? Okay. But then what about the crash? All right, so you're trying to avoid a crash out by actually just living one drawn out one. It's not giving, okay? And boundaries, people, whether you were here about a breakup or not, say yes when you mean yes. Mean yes when you say it. Same deal with the no's. Also, no is a complete sentence. All right? So the energy is giving you're exhausted and you're sensitive. We're going to get into that a little bit deeper and find out what to do next. All right? But in the meantime, because of the hour and because I appreciate you coming on, I do hope you stay around for the rest of the message, though, because you can get something out of it. If not, please share the video. All right? I'm going to go ahead and ring the bell, but there's one thing I want to say. If you have yet to, please, and you are local, or you have access somehow, stop down, all right, to Studio M, located at 697 West Market Street in Kingston, Pennsylvania. You can find many different types of treasures. Yes, jewelry. Yes, bags. Yes, your girl's CJDS line that is not yet on Etsy, but definitely very much available in that particular location. Again, 697 West Market Street in Kingston, Pennsylvania at Studio M Designs. All right. I'm actually wearing a piece from Miss Tiffany. She had gifted to me, and it's beautiful orange cat's eye. I know you guys can't really see it well with the lighting conditions, but tons of things that you can find to layer. All right. Whether you like big or small, whether you like bilingual things or not, mother-daughter sets, etc. And she's got home decor and gosh, something just for everyone, all right, including women, men, children, all right, and anyone else out there. Okay, I promise I'm not even being gimmicky. It's just she has so much, all right. So I also wanted to say I had noticed, you guys, that there is not really an ability to show support to the channel by like hitting the like on the videos and things if you are not subscribed, or excuse me, if you are not signed in to your actual YouTube accounts under your email. All right. If you, for whatever reason, you know, maybe you're watching from outside of the United States, I get that we do have a few people, and you are very much welcome here. But if that's you, you know, if you are asking for a free yes/no tarot message from your girl, you need to be subscribed here, okay, as well as hit the like on the video. And if you're saying, well, I never take from you, love, you know, as far as the free tarot messages, you know, you're not taking from the channel, I get that, and okay. However, I'm asking for your help if you can at least share the video, because I believe that you don't have to be actually signed in to any type of email account connecting to YouTube in order to share it. And so if that's you and you fall in that category, please and thank you, do share the video. Even if you are subscribed and you have yet to, maybe just didn't think about it, please share the videos, whether they resonate with you or not. All right, maybe even the ones you don't resonate with, it should be some of the first to be shared. I don't mind either way. I just want to kick up some dust here for the channel because, you know, there's literally strength in numbers. And I really do believe, because my heart and intentions are such, that this channel helps other people. I'm pretty sure some of you have told me on a personal note, you've pulled me to the side, so to speak, and let me know. And thank you so much for those that do actually do that. You take the time out of your days and evenings to let your girl know that, you know, we are doing something beautiful together when we do this. And so I appreciate you guys for hopping on. I appreciate everyone, of course, that, you know, is following the live stream rules. You know, you understand the assignment, and please don't feel ever that goes unnoticed. All right, so thank you so much. And of course, thank you to our moderators. Same deal, you guys do a bang up job. I literally have the best collective, hands down, inclusive of moderators. Of course. Thank you, Fiona, for the live stream roles as well. So you guys, if you're looking for the live stream roles, you know, maybe you're new, welcome. Okay, welcome either way. And also, same deal either way, please follow along the live stream rules. It just helps everything run a lot smoother, and we deserve everything to run smooth here. All right, all of us. Okay, so love and light, you guys. Okay, now let me see. Let me catch up to see who all is in here. So love and light Spoonie, love and light Jay, love and light again Fiona, love and light Yasa, love and light Leon, love and light South Haunting Hospitality, love and light KG, love and light Aditya, love and light Kiki. This too shall pass, babe. I see what you wrote there. Okay. All's well, you guys. Love and light Ariel. Alright, love and light Abigail. Okay, so let's see Ariel first in the queue. Let's see about Bella. So you guys, here's the thing. I'm gonna sound like an asshole if I say yes or no to a how, a what, a why question, a where question. So the live stream rules specifically say how to craft the message. All right, you guys, just check those, Ariel, and I'll get back to you, babe. All right. Okay. Okay, now let me see here. Okay, Yasa. Okay, I'm going to ask Yasa, but I know that you ask a lot of things about basically like, is fill in the blank at work happy about me, happy about my work? And I'm going to ask, babe. But because I care about you and I care about you asking, I just want to invite you to be a lot more positive emotionally and mentally when you do think about the people, places, and things at your job, so that you're not accidentally manifesting people to hate you and bad experiences at your job. I hope that makes sense. But I'm going to ask, I'm not picking on you, just trying to help, because could you imagine if any one of us decided to worry all the time about people, places, and things, what might happen? And I feel like a lot of us could probably remember what would happen because we've accidentally asked to go through some of those experiences that we were not intending to sign up for, okay? And I don't want that to happen to you, Yasa, or anyone else, okay? So I see, like usual, Yasa, all right, I see that they're very happy with you, okay? I know that you're talking about the seniors, right? So I know that you're asking about someone different at work. But I mean, can't you just own up to being in the energy of the Empress? All right, whether you look like this or not, okay, you don't even have to have blonde hair, I promise. But this energy is someone very grounded, someone very capable, someone very, beautiful, handsome, all right, and coupled with the Four of Wands, which again talks about stability and most things you want out of life, out of, an employer and out of an employee type of situation. So I think that the seniors feel safe around you. Okay. I just think that they're not necessarily in a position always to be expressive of, maybe what all you would be looking or preferring to hear and experience from them. But again, this friendly reminder, watch what you are ruminating over, watch what you are manifesting. Excuse my nails, my appointment tomorrow. But yeah, so that's what I have for you, Yasa, okay? And I'm not picking on you, babe, I promise. I don't want you to worry, okay? You guys, worry is a down payment for some shit you can't pay anyways. And even if you could, would you want to? Hell no. But yet, stay worrying, because that makes sense. No, okay? Like, forget it. Exactly, alright? Alright, so let's see who's next is Abigail. Okay, let's see about Waxim. Alright. We'll see if he will find, or if they will find a way to contact you. So I see you all up here, but really the reality is this, okay? One of these, doesn't even matter which ace, right? In the tarot is talking about divine breakthrough assistance. That's why you see the hand reaching out of the sky out of nothing. So this may come in out of nowhere when the contact comes in, okay? But it's going to take a lot longer if you stay stuck in this, all right? If anything, you need to be in the energy of the priestess. The priestess knows. The priestess doesn't chase, she attracts. The priestess doesn't worry, okay? And on the other side of you, maintaining this energy and the believability about self, in comes the apology or romantic proposal. Just saying. All right, that's what I got for you, Abigail. Okay. All right. All right, let's see here. Who's... Okay. Positive Bear, Love and Light. Let's see about the exam. All right, so what I see here for Positive Bear, okay, is again, I want to say it's funny, but I guess it makes sense. I just got done talking about we're all connected and it happens to the best of us and we all... But you too, babe, you got to walk away from the negative stinking thinking, the what ifs, okay? You're wondering if you have enough, studied enough, know enough, have the clarity, the wisdom, and divine saying yes and amen, essentially, right? This is literally the sword of clarity and truth, and coupling that with the sun card energy. And I'm now looking at the Emperor. I don't know if this is a situation where you were taking a retake, or you know, maybe you had, like, if this is one of those things where it's like, okay, I had a test on a certain part of this, and whenever I had that test, man, I barely passed it. Because there's something about, like, you know now more than before coming through. That's what I have. But congratulations on passing the KDU exam, okay? Let's see here, Ariel. Oh, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Hold on, you guys. Ugh. Anyways, whatever. Going with the flow. Just living my life like it's golden. All right, now let's see. Okay, so I am not going to lie to you, Ariel. Twice the no card came out. 3 times the no card came out. Okay. I think you're being guided to focus on getting the bag at the moment, Ariel. All right, because as far as Bella, I don't think it's a match. Just saying. I do see another soulmate coming in to assist you. It feels a little bittersweet though, because it's giving to assist you with learning more lessons, but it's not Bella. It would be soulmate energy though, with the 3 of Pentacles. And it could actually be for a long time, not just like a fun time, if that makes sense, with the 10 of Pentacles. Or excuse me, with the 10 of Cups. Alright. But that's what I have. Alright. Okay, let's see here, Jay. Let's see here about A. Wait, let me see. That's a big fat yes. You know what's interesting is with the 2 of Wands and the 7... Wait, hold on a second. Excuse me, with the 2 of Wands and the 8 of Swords, it's given, this is like, I don't know if A just had, or if somebody changed their mind last second, or if it was just always tentatively scheduled, but they just assumed you were going to be available, because they really were in this kind of energy on the strength of it not happening, because they wanted that. All right, and when I asked for confirmation, you see how big a confirmation. So, oof, that was a lot of passion to be thrown in there for something that didn't happen. Just saying. All right. You're very welcome, Yasa. You're very welcome, Positive Baron. So, Abigail, I did yours already. Okay, let me see. So, and you're very welcome, Ariel. I appreciate you as well. Thank you, babe. Thanks for appreciating me, because that's a choice, and I'm not unmindful that, you know, not everybody makes the same choices. I was thinking earlier today, I was like, I was going to make some content to the effect of, like, I was just like pondering over some shit, and I was like, because I don't know. I feel like I personally get projected onto like a lot, and that as if like I think like I'm so great when I'm not. And I was thinking to myself, like, I feel like people get unfairly judged because it's not even that we think that we're better than anyone else, to be clear. And that's well and good, right? But however, it's not okay not to be mindful when you have receipts of making good choices, and also know, because you've searched, you know, positive, maybe even toxically positive, right, for others to be making similar choices, and it can be a rarity depending on your demographical location. Go fucking figure, right? And you know, I think it would be pretty neat if all of a sudden you could turn us into dots on the map just to see how fucking spread out we are and how coupled we are. I'd like to know. I'd like the data. I have questions. Okay. Lovely cat goddess. Just saying. I have questions. All right. So, you guys, let me get back into this so I can get out of it and get us out of here and get you on your way with a lot less sensitivity, hopefully. All right. Since a lot of us seem to be resonating with this. All right. As I can't, you guys know I was fine. I was fine. And then here I get back to the channel and my nose is like, oh my gosh. Okay. So now getting back to the energy vampires, right? Some of you are being drained out, right, on purpose. Others of you are being drained out, not necessarily with a direct intent. It's just an environmental situation. It could just be, you might want to say the world, as it were, right? Depending on where you are, there could be some significance to fires. Okay, now, natural. I'm trying to say natural, and I'm trying not to say national. But yet the national kind of wanted to stubbornly eke out there. Referable to disasters. I don't want to dive deeper into that because I don't want to burn in the rabbit hole. But there's perhaps rabbit holes burning, just saying, okay? And some of you, I'm also seeing retail therapy in order to feel something. You know, you're making purchases. Be mindful that if it's on the other side of an impulse, therein lies a risk, right? Because an impulse is not necessarily a wise counseled action, right? It's what the word says, impulsive, right? Oh, I didn't know I was going to. Gosh, I have to. Is it in my best interest? That's the part where you got to work through it. Is it in your best interest? Should you? Do you have that money for that? Like, and not in a sense of like, gosh, let me just be all whack mentality, but in the sense of being inside of the realm of balance, right? Even positivity, if left outside of that realm of balance, can be quite toxic. Okay, so you wouldn't want to be like, it's fine, let me just jump off the cliff, jump off a building, etc., because I know that the divine loves me and protects me, right? Like, do you want to be the one that sets yourself up for failure? Because even if you want to be that one, don't turn around and blame God for it. Yet so many people do this on the daily, but I digress, okay? Protect your energy, the boundaries, the yeses and the nos have to hit and stand, and your words should be meaningful, right? You know how frustrating it is when someone just throws words at you and never means them? Words like, I'm not lying. Words like, I'm sorry, I love you. Words like, I didn't mean to. Right? And some of you, you know, you're being projected onto, oh, you're too much, you're too sensitive, because they're too narcissistical, right? Whether they are full-blown narcissist or not, there's tendencies here, dare I say red flags, when I look into the energy. Are they burning, perhaps? You know, you got to be honest, okay, about yourself and yourself in the situation, as well as the other person. All right, gone are the days where we're just honest about the other person and then just completely glimpse over, or hell, skip over what we were doing, or whatever else makes sense to take a look at, right? In the situation, or dare I say in the environment, right? I'm speaking in code to some degree for some of you, not all. And then of course, simultaneously what I'm saying in a literal sense, okay? So just receive whatever you're here to receive out of that. But there's this sensitivity. Maybe you guys call yourselves unicorns, like unicorns. It's interesting. I was I was listening to a podcast of sorts about, the Bible versus that of the unicorn, and them basically likening it to, perhaps most aptly stated, a rhinoceros and not a unicorn. All right. Maybe there's a lot of talk about you as far as what you really are, right? Maybe people are no longer looking at you as simply and solely human, all right? Maybe they're gaslighting you around your environment because you no longer resonate with it vibrationally, all right? And again, going back to energies, everything, it don't lie. People do, right? So, just like this card is even talking about somebody, really, okay, it's an oracle, not a tarot, right? And oracles, you guys know, I teach about this often, can be quite limiting. Because if I went off of this card, this is really talking about 1010% solely something toxic, wherein someone is masking up and lying to themselves because nothing is fine here, but yet you'll never get that out of them, right? Because everything's totally fine, like the mug says, right? It's like, well, I got the mug and the t-shirt. Of course, these are my receipts for how everything is fine. Whole time it's like nothing is fine here. Nothing's good, right? Even the plant's screaming because it knows it's next to burn, and those that know, okay, you do understand they have consciousness, okay? But really, you know, this card, when I look at it and I read it with the energy for tonight's session, now I have to say it that way because the next time I read this card in a session, I might say none of the words that I'm saying for this particular one, okay? It's the way that I'm able to tap into the energy of the card. This is just, if you want to call it a receipt on how you're unbreakable anyhow. Yes, that shit's gonna burn. Yes, it's hot. Yes, that would fucking hurt if you got up against it, right? But does it break you, right? Do their lies and slander and smear campaign actually, get into the end result stages that these people, places, and things wish them to be for you? Hell no, right? So this is how you know you are spiritually wealthy, because you're here to even receive this message and shouldn't be. According to many people's accountings, according to many people's agenda, all right, according to rulers, principle, you already know, okay? I don't want to say too much on a live stream, but it's interesting that this sensitivity energy, okay, really took me into the guidebook, all right, pulling from Manifesting with the Fairies, which you guys are connected to. Those that don't believe, I don't know what to tell you, because that's the message, all right? So only take what resonates for you. But I need you to know there is some significance to the Fey elemental, as well as the elementals, woodland elementals, okay? So you could already know that, or maybe you should study to show yourself approved, okay? And I really invite you to do that, you guys, because what if I could sit here and tell you everything? I'm not saying I can. I can't. Okay. But what if I could? Should I be the one to? That'd be like me living your life for you, right? You got to do the work so that, what, you're present, aware, and part of the experience. Makes sense? Like, you wouldn't want all your life to have waited to be married, right? And then, right before it's about to happen, I swoop in and I go, oh, that's all right. I'll just take the load off for you. I'll report back to you exactly what happened at your wedding. You'd be like, hell no. So don't do that about anything else about your lives, okay? Even some of that, scary stuff, perhaps, or some of the horrific, downright ugly stuff, perhaps, okay? Because it's all part and parcel of your journey, your experience, and who you are. And I say that because, long story short, you guys, we're not asked to do anything here that we're not already capable of, inclusive of learning those lessons. And they do help us, okay? And they do allow us to get some of those receipts that we came here for, that goes like, yes, the hell I am lovable. Yes, I am the divine's favorite, right? Whether you want to say God, goddess, universe, source, however, okay? Because we're not too much, and we're not sensitive for no reason at all. It's for great reason. And this life is far more spiritual, and ultimately, of course, that translates into energy. All right. Generate more physical and mental power by eating healthily and resting well is the call that the universe's energy is bringing in for you all, for us all now, okay? And I need you to know I had no idea it was going to say that. This is not about, your girl's personal journey, but allow your girl's personal journey to be part and parcel of, here's this word again, the receipt. As to how this is literally a call for right now. I know we talk about timeless messages. All right, this feels really heavy in the right now space, regardless of when you find it. But of course, like I just said a few moments ago, it's Beltane, you guys. Happy Beltane. Beltane blessings to you. I did do a ditty on that and uploaded it to the channel earlier today, or now yesterday perhaps. All right, so check that out. That's for you as well. There's blessings and manifested blessings specifically coming to us collectively, okay? And that's why it's really important to know who you are, what you want, versus who you are not, and what you no longer will tolerate, all right? And so that takes, you giving up the old self, the old timeline, the old mental patterns, etc., maybe even some of those old hobbies, and exchanging them for the new earth, the new consciousness, all right, the new tolerance factors, okay, as far as you being built up and knowing that you are the spiritual baddie that you are lovable, you are worthy of love, okay, and that it not be some pipe dream that you receive much of anything, if not everything that you came here for, okay? Gone are the days where we are in the lack mentality that goes, I could never, gosh, I hope the divine remembers me, like, all right, whoever I'm speaking to, you're past those stages. You are off the milk, as it were, and you're ready to eat. Okay, and I'm speaking in code, so hopefully that makes sense. But these live streams, you just never know who all's watching. Now, manifestation is again a heavy theme for Beltane. You're being asked to assist your manifestations by doing physical things. Okay. But some of you, the physical thing could literally just be an extra hour in bed, all right? Baby steps. And I tell you guys all the time, there's really a split collectively. Some of us need to step up and maybe do a little bit more physical in that extra hour, as it were. And others need to really work, okay, at doing a bunch of nothing, okay, to really allow your central nervous system and, dare I say, your emotional body to kind of reset and keep its regulation, so that you're not all over the place, so that you're not any extra overstimulated if you do have to go into public quite frequently, all right, so that you're not you're giving jump scares at the sound of everyone and everything making a tone in the environment, all right? And some of you, I get it, you're in very urban spaces, okay, and there's absolutely no way to control all things anyhow, right? But once you know what does assist you, stick to it, okay? If you got to put the headphones on, put them on if you're going to walk about, all right, whether they're playing music or not. Sometimes, you guys, I put headphones on and purposely had no music, because it was like, if the music and the headphones were on, it might be too much, okay? And maybe I'm talking about this because somebody never really thought about that, right? It's like you already knew you had the headphones on. Maybe you didn't know that sometimes you shouldn't play music in them. Sometimes you should, okay? And maybe from one moment to the next that changes as to whether you should or shouldn't. But what works for you, okay, stick to it. It is part and parcel of assisting you with comfortability, okay? It makes sense to do that, all right? We talk about getting out of the comfortability when it makes sense to do that. Right now, okay, you're being guided to just maintain what you know does work. as well as continue on the path of finding what works in a more deeper sense, if that's doable, if that's applicable for you. Okay, keep going. And here's an affirmation for you, collective. It says, I am full of energy to do the things I need and wish to do. I can boost my energy through physical activity and eating nutritious food. So whatever the nutritious food is for you, okay, do your research. If you've got physical symptoms of this, that, and the third, maybe look for foods that assist with this, that, and the third, etc., etc., right? Doesn't have to, I'm not saying, hey, everybody jump on this particular diet versus, because I could never, because from one body to the next, different needs, you guys, all right? You know, from one star seed to the next, different star seed energy, perhaps. Okay, so you do have to be mindful to, you know, do your research and do the work for you and your vessel. All right, very important. Okay, because one person's kidneys is not the same as the next person's kidneys, and one person's liver, etc., etc., right? Right, okay? But you guys, health and vitality are important, and they are part and parcel of your birthright, all right? Which also brings to mind calm, peace, and serenity, right? Some say Zen vibes, okay? Zen energy. And so, long story short, when you are able to stretch it out, lengthen and strengthen, okay, you're just going to be, you know, across the board functioning at a better rate. Okay, and so as the body lightens, okay, for those that aren't aware, you know, your giftings come online all the more clearer. All right, your intuition, you just be, you know, tapped in all the more. And I feel like it's not talked enough about, so that it's not talked enough about. Does that make sense? And so now that you know better, okay, you can live life better and you can love life better. Okay. All right. So that's basically what we got. As far as next steps, you guys can definitely tap into your crystal bag if applicable. All right. We've got chrome diopside, carrite, and peach quartz coming out for you, collective, especially those resonating with some of those energies we talked about, or some of the thought patterning that we talked about. The first chrome diopside assists with integration, release, and growth. So if that was you over the heartbreak energy, all right, get you some chrome diopside. Fairly inexpensive, my understanding. And the affirmation, I am emotionally and physically healed and whole. Oh, I love that. Yes, let's all say that together. I am emotionally and physically healed. Past tense. Now, why is that? Because we're waiting for our knees to stop aching first? No, bitch. Okay? I am, right now, present tense. As I'm saying this, it's giving ashe, right? I am emotionally and physically healed and whole. Transformation, acceptance, and insight is what Carrite assists with, okay? And the affirmation, I see clearly so that I may become my true self. I don't like that so much. I see clearly because I am my true self. Like, why are you waiting to become your true self of all things? That's, again, you guys, watch the oracle cards, can be limiting, right? And I'm not coming for the author, was not me, right? It's just see how you can see, you can catch it. And when you catch it, you're just all the more stronger for it. And I just want that for you. It's not a contest. Just me trying to help you help yourselves, okay? Which is why, to some degree, the channel does exist. Makes sense? Okay, it's not just me, but you get the sentiment behind the channel, okay? Peach quartz coming out to assist with selflessness. I don't know that you necessarily need help there with that, but expression and intimacy might be, okay? I retain my own power while serving the needs of others. So, gone are the days where we are people pleasers, right? Talking about, oh, I'll just bleed out and just break my back for you, only for you to turn around and complain it wasn't fast enough and it wasn't enough, and I'm not enough and I'm too much and this, that, and okay, right? I retain my own power, all right? And many of you, you do serve the needs of others. You do serve in those soup kitchens. It's not a call to stop service, to be clear, right? But serve inside of the realm of balance, okay? Where you're not bleeding out and your back is fine, right? And I'm going to close the session out and then do the last round of the freebies tonight, you guys. Just let me get this out of the way here first, okay? I pulled a handful of cards from the from the Empowerment Oracle that I have, or Empowerment deck. But I do have some synchronicities. There could be some synchronicity to a recent issue with a mattress and or specifically an air fryer. Okay, I'm hearing the name Jeremy. Someone here could be a coffee lover. Someone could drink energy drinks. I won't say which kind, but it starts with an M. There could be some significance to beef tallow. Whether you make products with that or use products with that. There's definitely some significance to headphones. Could be music. But man, wasn't I talking about headphones too? That's so funny. Definitely significance to headphones as well as coffee. Someone could be entering that time of month. I'll just leave it at that. Doesn't have to be the case. Someone could have 2 children, a girl and a boy. Doesn't have to be the case, you guys. Could be some significance to Bluey if that's you. And there is some significance to either this man or this couple. This guy. I just want to see one thing. I want to make sure I didn't skip over something. Because I low-key looked at this first, and I got a hit on those headphones, but then I realized, oh, I was just talking about them too. Hold on one second. Because I feel like there was one thing I saw, and I was like, yeah, okay. But I didn't see it this time. Hold on. There could be some significance to Babybel cheese or cheese in general. Oh, that wasn't it. I said that. I don't know. I guess it's... could be some significance to chocolate-covered strawberries, as well as tater tots. All right, that's it. I'm getting out. I'm getting out of the food section before I get too hungry, you guys. And then lastly, but certainly not least, all right, here, let me just run through these, and then I'll give you whatever else I can give you, okay? The first card states, throw me to the wolves, and I'll come back leading the pack. The next card, if it doesn't challenge you, it won't change you. Inhale confidence and exhale doubt. Grow through what you go through, right? No one else is you, and that is your power. That's for sure. If nothing else, take that one. All right. Do more of what makes you happy, and go for everything they said you couldn't have. All right. So you guys, keep it real, keep it physical. No is a complete sentence. All right. Only say yes if you mean it. Okay. If you are in the energy of being too sensitive, all right, you've got to protect yourself, and you've got to know what that means for you. Okay, I can't give an itemized list for every little thing. All right, so if you'd like more guidance, you need more clarity, book a session. I don't mind, but I really believe you guys got this. I really do. And it will help a lot more if you too believe that, like, so serious. Okay. Because it's one thing I could tell you, what if I even had the steps? Oh, step 1, step 13. And you knew the steps but didn't believe or weren't confident in believing about your capability. Are you going to be having a high success rate at step 23 if you're really already feeling like you're wanting to bow out at step 13 as far as your capability, not even willingness, but your confidence in your capability? It's one thing to understand perhaps I'm naturally unwilling to do such and such, but to really sit there, or stand there, or lay there and be like, I don't know if I'm capable, that's really a danger zone, you guys. Because you're too strong and you are too much to really be left to that kind of delusional state, okay? That goes like, you're not enough, you're not capable, and it won't happen for you. It's like, no, what? What are you saying? Because everything that you say and think and do about you, same deal about divinity, because you connect to it the whole time. Some might say you are it the whole time. Just saying. So watch what you're saying and thinking and doing. Okay? Because everything that you say and think and do is really a giant testimony to what all you're going to experience here. And so when you're realizing that, you can actively co-create with a lot more intention and, dare I say, beautification of your path and your experience here. And gone are the days where you're fearing all of the things and synchronicities even. You guys realize you're strong enough to create a bunch of synchronicities that go, you're in hell, going to hell in a handbasket to burn. It's like, okay, well, okay, right? Whole time you're fearing, what if I'm not on the good side of karma? What if divine God, goddess as it were, has forsaken, has abandoned me? What if God is just like everyone else? What if God has abandoned me the way man has abandoned me, kind of thing, right? You got to watch the mental activities. I want to say it that way because sometimes, you guys, thoughts can be projected onto us. Oh, I hope she feels ugly today. How dare she lose 10 pounds? Come around talking like she never chewed on a piece of cake. Man, if you don't sit your ass down and breathe, okay? Or matter of fact, go for a walk all the way away from that stink ass attitude, because that's not helping or serving nobody. Okay? And sometimes, you guys, you got to be honest. Is that coming from you? Are you being your own Karen, Darren? Okay? Was that you that said that? That thought that said it was okay? That thought it was okay to say and think that? Oh, was that you? And so what if it was? You have the power to change it and choose differently and think differently and act differently. And you have the power to choose again and again and again. I didn't say you have the power to necessarily execute sheer, utter, and total perfection at this every single time, always and always. But so what of it? Because aren't you not, nonetheless, still very much capable? Well, you are if you believe. And again, going back to the whole circle rigmarole, if you don't believe, gosh, you're going to have a hard and harsh time at trying even, let alone doing. Okay? So, go for everything they said you couldn't have, all right? Really is the divine foretelling, all right? Showing you, should I say foreshadowing? The fact that your success rate just is. All right? Ain't no way divine's going, hey, I'm gonna plant a seed in you so it can burn to the, even the plant is still standing with you, right? Like anything that divine birthed in you, still very much there. And even if divine felt the need for it to burn, please know, even in its burning state, just like that bush, you know what I'm saying? Those that know, it's still going to be very functional anyhow, in spite of it seeming odd, perhaps, or in spite of it being part and parcel of some actual miracle. All right, the message stands, you guys. So interesting. These are not the same decks. Did not know, but it's the plant. Things change, right? Not necessarily the same pot. This looks bigger, so does this. Change is inevitable, and change does not necessarily mean bad, even though the change occurs on the other side of all hell breaking loose. All hell breaking loose. How scary does all hell breaking loose have to be when it means positive change? The choice on the perception is your choosing. I didn't say it's your choosing to change all aspects of the environment like we talked about, to change all aspects of the experience, okay? Because quite honestly, if we could always, and in all ways, we wouldn't learn as much. We wouldn't grow as much, okay? Maybe we wouldn't even be able to be in charge of having said plant, whatever the plant represents. Have you not heard of being ready for your blessings? Have you not understood that there are times in the past where we believe we are healed, past tense, fully and completely, only to find no, baby, you got another, come on, you can go another round. You can heal. You can look back at that and heal through it, and you can try one more time. Right? So, don't count yourself out, but please don't check out either, okay? The checking out, the avoidance, it's not necessary to the point where it trumps what is. And what is necessary is going through, having a look-see, okay? You can't go for everything they said you can't have if you don't go through it, okay? And maybe it is through the fire, right? But so what of it? Meshach and Bendigo, right? I forget the last. All right. They said, we care not to burn, but we shall not bow, right? Who cares if it's a king? What if you're being asked to bow to an ideology, right? What if you're being asked to bow down to some fuck shit, right? What if you're being asked to bow down to being energetically, vamped? And it's like, well, ain't no way that should be the case. That divine would sit there or stand there or exist and tell me I exist to be simply and solely in that predicament, in that environment, in that experience, and that nothing ever else? No, that can't be the case. That's why we often talk about, quote, this too shall pass. Makes sense? Because ain't no way. I mean, the divine even went as far as to ensure that there was such a thing as seasons throughout every fucking year, as well as months. All of this change, ebb and flow, give and take, right? This release renewal process is part and parcel of all existence, even referable to plant life. There's different pots on the cards, baby. Okay? On different cards. Alright? Just saying. Do more what makes you happy, because you are still supposed to be happy here. If you're saying there's absolutely no way that I can find happiness while also still being here, I need you to know, in the moments of thinking that and feeling that and ruminating over that, you're making it your truth. And you're doing that. It's really not about what you've seen and all you've ever known, because all you ever have is this one moment. And then this one. And then this one. Alright? The future, there's always like this pause before it actually comes in. Doesn't really matter which future you're talking about. So be mindful of, again, the power that you are. Alright? How are you utilizing it? It's up to your free will. Should you utilize it in the most highest vibrational frequencies? Always. Okay? Don't let anyone ever tell you you're too much and you cry over it. If anything, you better learn to shake your hips a little and dance and smile anyhow, because that is a testament to your badassery. All right, they can't keep up with you. They can't necessarily even love you in the capacity and the ways and the frequencies. Again, energy is everything. This life is far more spiritual than you are built. Okay, then you are created to be and to action out and to keep going. All right, but just because that's true doesn't equate to some form of truth that goes like, that's too bad for you and you'll just be alone and you'll just never have the experiences that you're looking for. That's not the case, okay? Unless you're consistently looking for experiences that you should not be experiencing, And perhaps your spiritual guidance team, divinity, God, goddess, and source, as it were, are instilling the old rejection factor as a means of your protection. And still then, it's not a testament to your unlovability, all right? It's just not. You're too much in the most grandiose and glorious of ways, okay? And there's really not much of truth that will change that other than your perception, okay? And again, you guys, watch your perception, because your perception is connecting back to what? Divinity, about divinity. All right? I hope somebody got that. All right, so final bell ring, you guys. I am going to take and check some chart placements in the meantime while you guys get your final question in. All right. Exactly, Cat Goddess. Exactly. Okay, love and light, Susan. I see you. Just give me 1 second here. I just want to check to see what all chart placements are going to come through with the come through. I feel like we could all get a little something out of that one, you guys, if I do say so myself. And no worries, Spoonie, you don't have to ask a question at all. Okay. I don't ever mean to suggest everyone has to ask a question. Because I'd rather you guys actually just ask a question that makes sense for you instead of just forcing it. Because if you're forcing it, you're asking me to force it. Does that make sense? Ain't nobody got time to force it. Nothing. Alright. Enforce, perhaps, but to force? Nah. Oh, that's not it. Hold on. Alright. So we've got Aquarius. Alright. And let's see. Okay, we got a lot. Okay. Double Cancer energy. I think that was our only double tonight, you guys. Alright. And we've got, oh, my nose, my goodness. Libra, Taurus, and Scorpio. Alright. Oh, double Scorpio. My apologies. Okay. So we had double Cancer and double Scorpio. And then we had, last but certainly not least, we had all of the Earth signs. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And we had Libra, air sign. Okay. All right. You're a double Cancer, Fiona? Oh my gosh. All right, let's see here. Susan, let's see. Will Brian answer? I am getting that this is going to be a very delayed yes, Susan, referable to Brian answering the message. I don't know if Brian's feeling trapped. I don't know if he's feeling a little smothered a little bit. I'm not. It's just the Eight of Swords energy usually isn't. I mean, the first thing out the gate it says is about feeling trapped, right? This could be because you're so intuitive, because I just now saw the Queen of Cups underneath it. All right. And really, Spirit's trying to get this Ace of Swords across, and you're not going to see it until you actually kind of like, sounds funny to say, but basically let this go. Not in the sense of, oh my gosh, I no longer know Brian. And not in the sense of, I hate Brian, I'm never gonna. No, I'm just saying, like, do you, right? Learn the lesson, whatever the lesson means for you. It could be one thing, two things, multiple, right? Connecting to a conversation, multiple conversations, the history of you and Brian. I don't know, right? I can tell you that it ends well, okay? Specifically, communication coming in, all right? And balance. okay, and working it out. But again, the longer that you're magnifying this and not the energy of this, of just like, okay, I'm just going to learn the lesson, I'm going to let go, and I'm going to work on my studies perhaps, or work on, you know, whatever you're looking at right now. If this is creation, if this is business, if this is, excuse me, connecting to schooling of some sorts, okay, or just spiritually learning. Somebody may need to call their energy back. I don't know if this is actually Susan or if this is Brian or not, but I am definitely tapping into somebody who could stand a cleansing, whether this is Florida water, sage, or prayer and meditation, just getting out of their headspace kind of thing. I don't know who that is, but ooh, um, it could be even gassy on the strength of just being so, you know, it's giving this dumpster fire kind of energy, like it's fine. You know, maybe you're drinking too much coffee. I don't know. Somebody could be. But you could be scary because you're a badass. Makes sense? Like, you know, I mean, people look to us and like, oh, you're too much, in the sense of like, oh, maybe we are too great. It's like, oh no, you're too good for me. Okay, well, if people that are offering that kind of information up are in that type of mentality, how healthy of a mentality are they in? Right? Nobody really should be put on a pedestal alone. I'll say it that way. Right? But yeah, I can't say it any plainer than that. If you want a new aspect on a brighter note and a positive, a much more positive outcome, you better let Brian do whatever Brian's doing. All right? That's what I got for you, babe. You'll be fine. You got this. Okay. Let me see here, Spoonie. I feel like that's not a safe. I'm gonna ask if you need to rest more, because that's the first part. Because if I say yes or no, and it's to one aspect of that question, which is technically two questions, it's risky, Spoonie. So just see here. Do you need more rest? What is this about? All right, so long story short, Spoonie, what I have for you is connecting definitely to the mental energy, right? Like it's giving, okay? And so Spirit's telling me basically to tell you that your justice in this, like, I know it's easy to be like, hey, these are two yeses and a maybe, right? But really what this is talking about is on the other side of, you know, you going through, I don't want to say like going through the storm, but going through whatever you're facing, all right? Whether this is putting things in their place, whether this is getting rid of things, you know, whatever the hard work that is talked about, connecting to the card that really, you know, whether guy, girl, what have you, this is a card of, you know, being a baddie. All right, maybe you don't have your counterpart, or maybe you don't have, you know, a soulmate energy just yet, right? This card often talks about being single, having everything else going for you, okay? That coupling with the justice, all right, is really just saying continue to do the work that you have been doing. So it's giving, I'm not going to say don't rest. I mean, if you're doing hard work, you got to rest hard. Makes sense? But it's giving keep going, okay? Keep going. All right, that's what I have for you, Spoonie. Okay. All right, Love and Light, Sarah. Okay, and you're very welcome, Susan. You love coffee, Cat Goddess? I think that, I think blueberry juice would be good to start infusing into coffee. And I'm literally talking about like juiced blueberries, you guys, like not blueberry flavoring. if you can get antioxidants, fresh antioxidants in there, that's really going to be like a twofer. Just saying. 2 for 1. You love iced matcha, Fiona? Oh, my kid loves matcha. I'm not really a matcha person. Yeah, I tend to go for that espresso. Oof. Always doing too much. That's why. I'm like, hi, can I have 17 shots? Thanks. Like, no. I'm just joking. I never actually asked for 17 shots. I thought about it. Could you imagine? No, but I found that they do have such a thing as liquid concentrates of espresso. Baby steps, right? Rome wasn't built in a day. One body can't be 1,010% cleansed overnight, can it? Even if it could, should it be? That might hurt worse than what I've ever known the pain to be. Oh, my new guilty pleasure, you guys, is that freaking coconut milk, organic, unsweetened, to be clear, coconut milk. Which, how is it not sweetened when it tastes like, it just tastes like the way, not to come for people that actually like drink cow's milk, right? All I'm saying is I noticed from a few decades back till now, not the same taste. I'll say it that way. And so, long story short, I'm trying to say this coconut milk tastes like milk, like the way milk is milking, like in a good way. But it's not even milk. It's not dairy at all. And it's not even sweetened. It's crazy, but crazy good. Not even crazy work, just crazy good. So I've just been drinking at that, getting my happy potassium. Because I love me some potassium collective. Y'all would love it too. But yeah. So it's really good. And then I had the audacity to go back to the store. Now, mind you, I mapped it out. Like, yeah, no, like, because I learned, like, okay, make sure if, like, certain products are below a certain shelf stock, just go on ahead and take them, right? And I had mapped it out. But then again, tonight is Friday. Well, tonight was Friday. I have to say it that way, I guess. And so I don't know if that weekend just really hit and everybody was just feeling tropical. Because I swear, like 2 nights ago, I was there. If that, like seriously, I mapped it out. Like, yeah, I know all these bottles. Yep, okay, yeah. No fucking bottles. Like, oh, I had to try another brand. I don't even want to go there. It better be good. I only bought the one thing because I thought, no, I'm already pissed. I don't like this. Maybe it's a good thing because actually what I found was a little bit cheaper by like $1 some. I'm like, hey, okay, universal blessings. So, wish me luck on that, y'all, because hopefully it's good. You know, when you find things along the journey of the path less traveled, right? You really do start to appreciate those gems. I don't want to call them rare or nothing, right? But there's like a handful of like products and supplements. I sound like Oprah Winfrey, like my list of wonderful things. Maybe I should do that someday, you guys. But you know, and when you find those products that help you like keep going, you know, you just like to have them at the ready. But there's lessons in that too. You know, your girl is moving and a shaking, growing and a glowing right along with you, collective. Okay, so I get it. Please don't think I don't. All right. Cashew milk is I think that the reason why I'm really stuck on the coconut is for certain organs health, and I'll just leave it at that. But also, funnily enough, I was not able to how should I say this? I was not able to plentifully have on stock cashews or cashew anything for a large portion of my life because I was, you know, physically living with my daughter. Or she was physically living with me, I should say. And nut allergies have been a thing for her, quite unfortunately. She called me the other day, actually I think it was 2 days ago, and she had an incident where somebody at work brought in something and there was a misunderstanding, and it had she's allergic to peanuts, had peanuts in, so that was very scary. But she's all right, and no worries. But so things like that, I wasn't able to really kind of like get into, and so I guess I don't really think about them. But the cashews, the nut, I often enjoyed. It's just I had to do it like in certain ways, like outside of the home. Maybe I could get things for my lunch, that were prepackaged in wrappers and things like that, maybe, but I just anymore steer away from certain things like that. But yeah, cashew milk, and I do enjoy, like, there's certain like sauces that I've had that were like their base were cashew. Somehow, I don't really know, I'm not too knowledgeable. And you guys, this one time, this was like at the very beginning, whenever I was like, oh, maybe I should be vegan, this and that. And I hit up this one vegan spot and I was like, oh my god, like this, whatever I was eating, I forget at the time what kind of food it was, whether it was like a wrap or an enchilada, or I'm not sure how you would say it. And totally not thinking like, hey, maybe there's cashew in this. I just was like, yeah, the white sauce is good, blah blah blah. And it had cashew in, and she was so allergic that it was so bad. And she was so young too, I felt so bad. She was like vomiting, and not to be gross, but the hives were popping up her throat as she, like, it was so bad. So I just kind of probably have a little bit of like PTSD from some of the things that I've had to like help my daughter overcome just on the strength of food alone. I probably block out like, no, don't get the cashews. Don't get cashew milk. Yeah, thank you. No, she's totally fine. But yeah, that was scary. And then, of course, I hear about it afterward. But in the interim, I had stopped, and I told her this. It's funny. I often tell her things like this, or if somebody would come to me and say like, I had this issue, or like even with the collective, like I will like be in prayer and meditation, and it's like, oh, so and so comes to mind, and I go, please, whatever they're looking for. I put my prayers and petitions out there during my meditative practices for you all. And I stopped, and I spoke to the divine about her. And I remember taking a moment, and I remember I got like a little emotional, but I'm just, able to be emotional like that. I mean, the empathy, us empaths know, right? And there's different levels to that too. So I didn't really like think all the way that much of it when that happened, until after the back end I realized, oh my god, like in real time, I was basically like praying her through that. And that was pretty cool to know. And bittersweet, but but thank you, you guys. Yeah, she's fine. Oh, I love cayenne. Yep, cayenne is good too. Um, it's just, it's so it it's a bit of a process, because it's like, for me, like, I'm doing research, and I'm trying to put my best foot forward, and then it'll be like, okay, well, actually, you need, you know should probably have organic such and such. It's like, fuck, and then back to the drawing board, like trying to find these things. And then even when you find them, it's like you gotta, you know, go over and jump through hoops over in this circuit or this store. And then the other ingredient you need to go, it's like, oh, I wish there was just like a one-stop shopping. Like, can I just have all of these things? Thank you so much. And can you keep the stock, right? Like, I was even at the local juice bar, and I'm like, are you freaking kidding me that like all of these juices that you've got prepackaged for sale are already spoiled? Like, they are so fizzy onto themselves that they look like fucking soda. And when you open them, they right, and ain't no way any of that's supposed to be the case for these particular juices. And then on top of it, I have to wait 6 to 7 to 8 weeks for you to get this juice back in stock, question mark, right? And speaking of the cayenne, that was one of them. That those that know playables, okay, just saying, there were not. And you guys be careful, do your research, because you can have health food and it's going to give you might as well just have the burger from, you know, whatever fast food joint. Just go on ahead and chew that then, because it's the same damn difference. Okay. Really look at what does your food break down into, and should it, you know, take it for someone who didn't do that work for far too long. All right. And at times, I'm not coming down on myself, because there's a lot of it I didn't know any better. And, you know, how are you, it's not normal for like a baby to just like come out of the womb going, no, no, eat your vegetables, mommy. Right? Like, you know what I mean? I hate those videos, you guys, anymore. I see where it'll be like, so-and-so's first such and such sugary treat. It's like, oh God, you're ruining your kid's life. It's like, and that was the beginning of the rest of their life, you know, but in a bittersweet way, because you just see the kids getting hooked onto basically a chemical addiction, you know, when you dumb it down and when you repeat long enough. And there are literally case studies on that, straight facts, okay? You know, it's a thing. Protect yourselves. And I love lemon too, Fiona. Cayenne and lemon, yes, for sure, for sure. I just recently found out though, like referable to, what is it, oh my god, the apple cider vinegar, that, and I won't say names, but the one of the major brand names is not necessarily it, bro, because of some aspect to that mother quality that another brand, which I'm not even gonna lie, I actually have to research into this, that another brand actually has a higher quality situation regarding that mother, or maybe it's the way it's like prepped or something. So it's, you know, it's like you think you know till you realize no you don't, and then it almost feels like you have to go back to the drawing board and like, okay, start again. Like for instance, the celery, right? Um, Thankfully this was at the very beginning. Like I think this was week 2. I'm like at the very beginning stages of like trying to figure that out, and I realized, oh no, that's not the organic celery. That's like the actual regular run-of-the-mill celery. And I'm not dogging anyone who like doesn't eat organic. It's just that when you do the research, you realize like, okay, so if there's not this type of level of certification on the food, then chances are this is how the food's been prepared. And often the food has been prepared by, or not even prepared, excuse me, grown, prepared, um, by having said pesticides perchance injected into the root, not even sprayed onto the outside, right? So when you realize that, you start protecting yourself a little bit more. And guess what? I know everybody wants to say like, oh no, it's so expensive, right? It adds up just like everything else, right? Just like everything else. And the way that y'all think you're gonna eat, when you're eating actual real food, whole food, raw food, you can't even overeat on that shit. So it really, if anything, evens out. Okay? And take it for someone who really was raised otherwise. I was raised like definitely too expensive. It can be more expensive, okay, especially certain ingredients like some of the oils, right? But when you mix it with some of the, you know, pennies on the dollar items, and when you connect with your local farmers and barter and trade, etc., where there's a will, there's a way. All right, and we're talking about it for great reason, I suppose, seeing as how the message just came out that we're supposed to be a lot more physical. Some of us are supposed to be resting a lot more, and that is very much just the same as important and as healthy for you, okay? So take what resonates there, right? But clearly there's some call to protecting our vessel. Why is that? Because we are actively in the front lines of New Earth energy, and it takes a lot of energy to hold space, and it also produces a lot of alchemical changes within our biosuit, our biotech here, the meat suit, the muggle self, you might say, okay? And with the timeline of ascension, with all that Gaia has going on, all right, we're needed here, and we're needed to be in good form and measure. So we are expected to do our part. Again, you're not going to ever get me to say, outside of perhaps the realm of delusion, that you should do things like jump off of anything just because you know you are divinely supported, right? You are divinely supported to get through what divine is supporting you through, not to make up shit on the sidelines talking about, and how about now? Would you like to see this? It's, you know, you're going to FAFO on that, right? And it's not going to be pretty. It's already not the prettiest of situations, timelines in certain regards. I'll give you that. Should you add to the fire, right? You can if you want to, but don't turn around and complain on the other side of doing that, okay? Because your divine support is too on point, all right? So nobody's going to believe otherwise on that. Just saying, heads up, okay? So do the work, do your part, and do more what makes you happy, you guys. Can't say it enough. Yeah, you guys have to watch with the way that they're, you know, making things seem healthy, and also be mindful, you guys, to watch the product packaging in the sense of, hey, does Juicy Juice look like the cleaner right now? Maybe don't get those same colors if you have children around that, you know, maybe they can't read, or maybe you have grown folks around who just didn't want to take the time to do a second glance. All right, protect yourselves, okay? I'm speaking to somebody, maybe some, not all right? But I've been noticing some things where it's like, damn, I almost picked that shit up and put it at my face. Like, why would I? knowing I love me. like, like, I'm not trying to, you know, drink acid or nothing. Why would I do that? Right? But you know, make it make sense for you guys, okay? Some of the discipline that we talked about tonight really is about, you know, just that, categorizing, maybe even adding color, or changing the color coding to certain areas, all right? Whether this is at work or at home, okay? Just to allow you to kind of get through some of the mundane tasks all the more faster. If you know, because of TRAUMA, I'm spelling it out as live stream, that you have a tendency to disassociate, but you know, let's say in current times, it's like, gosh, I actually have to start, you know, like babysitting so-and-so, and you know, I actually started a second job, you know, maybe you know that there's not enough hours in the day for you to like check out as often as you kind of understand that maybe your body is going to put you through. If that's you, then what you can do to kind of get a little bit more bang for your buck for the hours where you are functional is make the functionality even easier, okay? So if that means color coordinating, if that means delegating responsibilities, okay, if that means changing the days of the weeks that you do certain tasks, okay, do what makes sense for you, right? If you know that, okay, well, I've got all of these hats in different rings, whether you want to say it's a circus or not, right? You're multitasking, I'll say it that way. You know, you really want to make sure you're doing so in order, okay? And you also need to be mindful to give yourself breaks, even if you know that you have more work to do, okay? So if you have more than one job, it might behoove you to make sure that you carve out longer stretches of time, whether that's a full day or not, in order to not have to do anything work related. So that may mean on those days where you're tired from job number one, all right, you've got to still put work towards hobby number one, or you've got to put work towards job number two, if applicable, so that on, you know, your Sunday or whatever, or on your Tuesday, you know, you have that full day just to, like, you know, delusion your way into believing that that's enough time, that that was a weekend, that that was a break, that that was a vacation. Because if not, you guys, you're going to be burnt out, and it is not going to be just you that's too much. It's going to be you're doing too much in a way that is grueling and cruel. You will be constantly exhausted. And, you know, not that your smile is lacking or anything, but they're going to know it's not authentic, okay? And you're going to eventually lose your shit on that type of regimented programming, okay? You can't, this is not, that's not the way, okay? And again, you guys, with the scrolling and stuff, stop avoiding. Even when you are scrolling, and even when you are avoiding, you are still very much feeling the energy. And here's the crazy thing, you guys. If you would just feel through it and then release it, your life would be better for it. Your pockets would be better for it. Your mental health would be better for it. Your spiritual health would be better for it, okay? And it's so interesting to me that people hold on to their shit for decades, pretending, toiling and laboring over the very thing they're avoiding, when really they're magnifying what they're avoiding and lying to only themselves, not really even anyone else, about the fact that they're avoiding what they're just, instead of avoiding, actually magnifying. Okay? So don't be that magnifier. If anything, now that you know you can intentionally magnify something that works for you and not against you, right? Magnify getting through whatever you've been avoiding all the more, okay? That's really what's gonna kind of get you to that happy spot where you feel like you can breathe again. Tony Braxton might be of some significance. Maybe somebody's name is Tony or Braxton, all right? Or their guy, girl, what have you. But that's what I got, you guys. I really appreciate you hanging out with me. And if I skipped over you, I need you to know, definitely was nothing personal. But it is late, and tomorrow is another day. I'm excited to see what all you guys get into tomorrow. If you have any plans, please let me know in the community section of this channel. For those that aren't aware, we also have a Facebook page as well as group that you're able to share things, pictures, memes, you know, parts of your day, your breakfast, your meals, okay? If you're fasting, you know, what your regimen is. If you have any love light to share, you are welcome and free and able to do so. Please share the video. Please hit like. Please be subscribed here. And if you should ever come across another beautiful soul like yourselves, please tell them about the channel. Please tell them about the messages. Please tell them how, you know, this channel, this space has helped you, and maybe even how you've helped others through it. Just the same. It's not just about me, you guys, but it really is about what we collectively do here together. And if that matters to you, I want you to start talking about it a lot more, okay? Share it a lot more, all right? So that we grow here, yes, but also so that we magnify our glow here. Ain't no problem with that, you guys. I love you so much, and thank you, Fiona, for confirming I didn't skip over anyone this time. Yay, I get a gold star for that. Oh. Thank you for being here. Thank you to our moderators. Thank you for not giving up. I love you guys so, so much. Until next time. Mwah. Love and light.